Hi Leo, welcome to my channel. My name's Ella and I'll be doing a reading for February. I will be doing a reading once a month, so definitely stick around for the next one. The way I like to do things is I meditate beforehand, I get a message from my guides, and my guides kind of have a message for a particular group of people. So if for whatever reason it doesn't resonate, that's totally okay and makes sense. They just wanted to get this message across, and come back next month and see if the message kind of resonates then. That being said, I always feel like all the signs kind of have their own individual theme, so maybe still stick around and listen to the video and see if there is a place where it might fit in your life. It might not be the same subject, but the context is there. So I do recommend just listening through and seeing, because you never know what kind of good advice you might get from your guides. So like I said, I do meditate beforehand. I get a message, then I pull cards to kind of validate what the messages that I get and kind of give me more detail on what I need to go on. So like I said, I did meditate and I got a few different things. Right now, Leo in the month of February is like giving off this frustrated feeling, and it's interesting because I know it feels like a few of you kind of were saying that your New Year's resolution was probably to complain less and be less annoyed with things, and that kind of seems like it's failing in a sense. Just because I'm getting the reading where you're frustrated, and it's coming from the fact that everyone around you is kind of like being lazy or not doing their job, and you're kind of picking up the slack, because I am getting like a burden, like you're doing more than you should be. I feel like a lot of you are seeing this in a work environment. Now, it doesn't have to be. It could be at home where you're, picking up the slack from your partner, or, none of the kids are helping, or your friends promise to do a project with you and you're doing all the project. Like, there's something along that line. But I have a feeling that a lot of you have like a work thing. And then the other aspect that I'm getting is the frustration is also coming or stemming from the fact that you don't stop. I have a feeling that this is kind of like integrated in who you are as a person, but you're like go 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 go. And even like if it is work, because I feel like a lot of you are dealing with like a work thing right now. You don't prioritize taking off or taking a break, and my guys are screaming at me like, tell them to take a vacation. Like, just, they need a vacation. They're never taking a vacation. They're never taking a day off. Just take a day off. Like, you kind of need it. You have to like reset at some point in time, and I feel like the guides are kind of just like, it's time to get that across. So what I'm going to do now is pull the cards. They're going to help validate the message that is coming through from my guides. But yeah, let's see what it is that they have to say and what kind of guidance they can give you. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. That's beautiful. Okay. So, first card. Leadership. This represents you. This is you taking charge. I really do feel like a lot of you guys are dealing with a work thing, that you guys are picking up the slack from people, and it's beautiful, but it's not your job. And I feel like that's what I keep getting like the message. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is what your guides want you to freaking do. Go on vacation. Just take a day off. Like, you need to. You're going to be so burnt out. Like, mental health is important. Like, you can't just go all the time. Because then, like, if somebody actually needs you, you're going to be exhausted. And when you need to perform at 100%, you can't and you won't. And I know, like that's, like, integrated in who you are. I can feel it, like, the strength, the power, like, all that, the leadership, you know? And I feel like once you start putting yourself out there to a certain extent, people are just going to expect it. Like, I don't know. I don't want people to expect me to do their job. And I kind of don't want that for you either. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, let's pull some tarot. Let's get more messages, because I think this is, your guides are giving me an attitude of, like, we're gonna put this person in their place because it's time, like, in, like, best way possible. But I just feel like they've been throwing signs at you, you've been ignoring it, they've made you sick, you've ignored it. If you get sick at a random time and you're like, oh my god, how did it happen? It's because your body is telling you to stop. Cough, your guides are also telling you to stop, forcing you to sit down. You pulled your back. It's a forced sit down. So, just keep that in mind. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Sorry, I have an itch. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. All of it makes sense. So we have the World, and then we have the Nine of Swords. I don't even have to explain what that means. I feel like everyone's gonna just be like, okay, I get it. But we'll get there. The Judgment card, the Chariot in reverse, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So now I'm gonna go ahead and flip this so we can, like, kind of get a visual and talk about all this. Okay, so here we go. There's a lot to dissect, so just bear with me. So again, you have the Leadership and Rest cards up here, and we'll start with the World. So the World right now, to me, in this case, I'm again getting a lot of people, like, are kind of dealing with a lot of work stuff. And in this case, I'm seeing that what you are doing, like taking this leadership stance, what you are doing, and accomplishing and taking over everyone else's problems and kind of putting your best foot forward and just making up for the lost time and working on other people's projects so that you can just keep going forward. I'm feeling that's what you're doing. You're taking on a lot, is paying off in, like, probably the bad way. Like, the World means, like, completion and wholeness and kind of just fitting and, like, everything falling into place and paying off, and it sounds like a good thing. But in this case, because you're just doing everything and everyone's kind of like, this is nice and everything is perfect, and they're giving you more responsibilities and not paying you for it, almost, in a sense, and you're paying for it. This card is just full of anxiety and screams anxiety and screams rest. And I kind of laughed when I showed you this card because it's, like, so self-explanatory. The Nine of Swords, it gives off the feeling of things happening over and over again, and it's causing you stress, anxiety, unrest. And that's kind of linked and correlated to the fact that you're taking on the work. Like, it's always you picking up the slack. It's always you picking up the burden. And you're not getting the rest. You're not doing what you need to do for yourself. And that's not okay. And all of your irritation, all of that negative energy is because you're putting in too much where you don't need to be. Versus if you just let that go and let people take care of it, you wouldn't have the stress, and your outlook on life, like, yeah, 100% you'd probably be able to accomplish your New Year goal of complaining less, because you wouldn't be as frustrated or irritated. You'd be completely fine. That's where the Judgment card comes in. It's what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. This card is kind of like, you are going to be faced with making choices, whether you take care of yourself or you help and continue trying to overachieve in your job. And this is going to kind of like, the overachieving side of things is like this kind of row of cards, which I'll get into in a second. But you will have your Judgment Day. Like, it's either you're going to end up getting promoted with like not even enough pay for it to be worth it, because, or not even promoted at all. You're just going to keep doing the job, not getting paid. People are just going to expect that because you've been doing that, and they don't have to hire another person. There's just something that you have to realize. The choice is going to be made for you. Like, you're not having this choice. The people that hired you, the company you're working for, it's going to be made. Or if this is your business and you're taking on the job of people that are underneath you that you hired, they're just going to be like, I was going to curse again, but they're going to be like, great, I have the best job ever because my boss is pretty much doing my job. And that's not okay. And I just feel you being like at your limit. And now I'm going to pull this row of cards. We have the Chariot, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles. And that's in reverse along with the Chariot. The Chariot is literally telling me right now that you are going above and beyond at your job. Like, this card is basically saying too much focus, too much ambition, too much of everything, and people are comfortable. This is literally showing me the Lovers, like, yeah, okay, like, this usually typically means in like a relationship status thing, and maybe another reading we can say that that's what that is, but that's not what this is kind of gearing towards. The Lovers right now is like the harmony, the attractiveness, and like everything kind of just works, but it's working for other people, not you. Like, this is just in your detriment. It's working very well. You're making goals. You look great. You're probably on the leaderboard. You're probably getting so much praise, but this is you in the corner when you get back home. And that's not okay. And I feel like the theme of everybody's readings is taking care of yourself, and no one seems to be doing that, which might be a lesson for 2025 to take care of yourself, because it's hard, and I get it. And this, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is showing me what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. I probably said this a million times. But this is showing me that people are kind of almost being selfish. And I mean, that makes sense because they're taking advantage of the fact that you're just doing it. They're being selfish and not really even, they're not even taking the time to see that you are doing, they don't even care. They don't care that you're doing work. They're like, this is great. This benefits me. Perfect. The priorities are shifting. And if you don't see this, like I said, judgment, you're going to have this decision made for you. You're going to be put in a position where you're just going to have no choice. This is like your new job title, and that's it. And I hope that you can like kind of take a second to see all this before it kind of gets out of hand. So let me pause this. Let me flip the camera so we can talk more about that. Okay, Leo, let's kind of just talk a little bit more about what we just kind of deciphered. I really don't want this for you guys. I don't want to see you like this, which is why I feel like the guides are kind of like giving you a little bit of tough love, and kind of like being blunt and being like, look, like, this is your situation. You are giving it all, and that's very admirable, and obviously, like, it's nice to be acknowledged, and I'm sure that you are being acknowledged for all the hard work, and the numbers are showing, and I get it. Like, I've run my own business. If it is your own business, it makes sense, because it's kind of tough to let your business go if like people that you hired aren't doing their job. But that just means that you need to make the moves of like finding someone to replace them, because it is not, this is not okay. Like, this is not good. I don't want that for you guys. And the fact that like my guides, your guides are kind of like telling me, you need a break, take a vacation, like they're screaming it, because this isn't the life to live. Like, and this, you putting in all the work, it's going to be decided for you. You're going to have a job to do that was never meant for you, not getting paid for it, and or if it is your business, you're going to sign up for running a business twice over, and that's not healthy. I think this is your time to kind of like make the decision. I mean, kind of take the time to decide what it is that you want to do. Like, if you are going to keep helping and doing other people's jobs or putting it on your plate or whatever the case may be, then kind of do it with like love and excitement, because the energy that you're putting out is just not good. Like, you are irritated because you have so much on your plate. Like, your stress and anxiety is spewing out of you like all the time. And it's not like anyone's doing it to you on purpose. It's kind of like you're doing it to yourself, because you don't have to do other people's jobs, right? Like, I'm only gearing towards that because I feel like a lot of you are going through that right now. And again, it could be like stuff around the house. Like, your partner can help you. If you have a partner, your partner can help you. You just have to ask for help. Like, there's just so many things that I feel like you are able to walk away from and give yourself the break. And like the go, go, go attitude, like mental health first, put yourself first, take care of yourself first. I feel like everybody is not taking care of themselves. Seriously, I keep saying that in almost every video, and I'm sure I already said this in this video, but at some point in time, but like nobody is taking, like, do you know how many times I pulled this card in other readings? Y'all, oh man. And I say that like as if I'm taking a rest. Like, I'm doing this because this is like giving me life and I love it, and I have my own business and that's giving me life and I love it, and like I have 3 dogs and I take care of a big house. Like, I get it. I get the go, 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 but I also try to like give myself a day off. Like, I'll force myself a day off, and I think that's what, even like little tiny things like that, just give yourself a day. It doesn't have to be a whole vacation, though. I think you should treat yourself to a vacation. You know, you clearly deserve it. But I hope this reading kind of gave you some clarity, kind of gave you some direction, something to work on, show you like where the frustration is coming from. And honestly, it could go away once you just kind of like take that burden off yourself, because it's not your thing. It's not your job. It's not yours to take care of. And your guides kind of see you, and they see like your leadership status. Like, you are a leader. You are someone that everyone looks up to. And I totally feel that energy, and I get that. So it makes sense. But I think like your phase right now is just to take care of yourself and give yourself that break. So thank you again for listening and for tuning in. Definitely come to the next one to check in to see where you are and how you've progressed, and if there's any other message that you might need, come back next month. But I appreciate you guys coming for my journey, because this is new for me and I'm excited, and this is so much fun to just see and to help everybody and kind of give everyone some kind of like direction and guidance if and when they need it. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the month. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay wild and stay witchy.